In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a broken or clogged wiper nozzle so you can get back to spraying like crazy and keeping yourself safe on the road when there's dirt on your windshield. There's quite a few steps, even including comparing the nozzles. Let's get to it. Now you're going to want to have your hood open to do this, and you may need to remove some of the trim panels underneath, which may be held in by these tabs, which after many heat cycles will be in way too tight. And it really helps to have one of these plastic trim tools, and even then some needle nose pliers just to wiggle that little guy out for that last little bit. Now let's see if we can wedge our hand in here without removing the entire trim panel, saving ourselves 30 seconds but invoking a lot of pain. There it is right there. There's the wiper nozzle where it nests into the hood there, and ours, the line kept coming loose, and it wouldn't stay put, and we'll show you in the end why that was the case. Every time we would go to squirt the juice on the windshield, it would fire into the engine bay instead. And well, once you gain access to it, you're probably going to have two little clips that you need to release on either side there, and you're going to get out your nozzle. And our nozzle is actually a heated nozzle in this car, and usually you're just going to have a connection where the hose is going to go in and you're going to have the nozzle. This one has a wire as well. When you get your replacement part, always compare it before you install it. We in particular wanted to match the spray pattern as close as possible. Sometimes if you get even the manufacturer replacement, they've changed the spray pattern over the years. So do a little bit of research, and we don't recommend any particular brand, only to do the research and find that you know it's compatible and has the same spray pattern, so it's going to work for your vehicle. So let's take a look at the replacement that we've got here, and looks quite similar, although we did find out later, if you see, that nozzle's a little bit smaller compared to the nozzle on the left for the replacement. So, following the same location of the wire, you're going to clip that in. Depending upon the nozzle that you're replacing, the wire may go in one direction or the other. That's why they have it set that way. Okay, now that that's set, let's get back to the vehicle here. And we were driving around for a little bit while we were waiting for the part to come in, so we got some tape here on the washer nozzle line we got to take off there. Always can find another use for blue tape. We love this stuff. Alright, once you get that all cleaned off, and most likely you're just going to have the nozzle and the line to deal with, none of the tape in the way. Again, we were just using that temporarily. So here you go, and you're going to make the connection. We recommend, if you do have the electronics, the heated nozzle, to make that connection first before you attach the fluid line or the washer fluid line to the nozzle. Get the wire connected, make sure that's secure, and then you're going to put the nozzle in place, making sure you don't twist the lines together, because you don't want to put too much tension on the wire, or in that case on the washer nozzle line as well, which could result in a clog or something like that. So, boom, just a matter of clipping it back in. I'm not quite sure until it clicked in. All right. That we had it set in correctly, so make sure it clicks in fully. Then you can go and check on the other side to make sure that it's seated in there. And yeah. While you're there, of course, you may find a helicopter seat on your hood, and you just want to get rid of that too. You won't need that for testing the washer nozzle. And here we go, first test. You may have some air in the line, which would result in a little bit more juice and foam kind of coming out. And here we go. This is our first test after replacing it. And it shot out like a cannon. As we said, the replacement that we got, the nozzle tip just a little bit larger, although driving down the road it does seem to work. Not quite as well as the original. Unfortunately, the manufacturer in our case changed the nozzle design, so we can't even get that original part anymore. It looks like we got a little roof washing from that too. extra bonus there. And while we're at it, we're just going to use some waterless wash just to take that off of there. In the meantime, little added bonus there. Not something that we expected. And it could, in your case, you could put a towel or something there if you want to. Now, once you got it all connected again and the hose is all connected back in and everything, you're going to need to put the trim pieces back in. And sometimes there's these little tabs like this. And the way that's going to work is you're just going to push that tab in and then securely, and they have a Phillips head on them, and it's not to unscrew it, but it's actually to go ahead and push that tab back into place. It takes a little bit of effort.
That's number 2.
Just like that. And now you got your under hood trim piece back in place. Same thing on the bottom here. You may have clips in your case, or if you're lucky, you don't have any trim in the way. You can get a clear line to that nozzle, and then you're all set. We certainly hope that helps you. And if you look, this small crack on the top there is what caused the nozzle to keep releasing from the fluid line. So the tiniest crack in that plastic, and well, served us well enough for 20 years. Hopefully this one lasts 20 years longer. And thanks for watching. We hope you have a great day. We hope this helped you. Drop a comment down below. Let us know what vehicle you're working on and how that works and what's your favorite type of washer fluid.